Welcome to Corporate Radar. Larsen Toubro reported better than expected results for its fourth quarter, with revenues growing at 18% versus a guidance of 15%. Order inflow growing by 18% again versus guidance of only 10%. For FY26, the company has guided a further 15% growth in revenues and an improvement in margins as well. It's guided for a 10% growth in order flows. However, with crude prices staying below $70 this quarter, will the Middle Eastern orders slow? For these and other issues, I'm joined by Mr. Subramanian Sarma, Deputy Managing Director and Head of the Energy Vertical at Larsen Toubro. Mr. Sharma, good morning, and thank you very much indeed for your time. Let me start with this energy orders. Your revenues and your order book inflow was extraordinary in the quarter gone by, in the year gone by. Will it be tough to repeat? 36% growth in revenues, and I think something similar even in terms of order inflow. Will it be tough in the current year because Middle East doesn't have a very high crude price?
Yeah, Latha, thank you for having me here. Good morning to all of you. I think the budget planning and capital expenditure planning in most of the Middle Eastern countries is done based on taking a long-term view and medium-term view, and the short-term fluctuation in the oil prices do not impact the capital outlay directly. And they also have some kind of categorization. There are projects which are allocated for what I would say is essential, and there are also projects which are of high priority, and there are, of course, nice-to-have projects. So when the oil prices are in the particular range, a desirable range based on which they are budgeted, I think then all of them will go ahead. If there is some softening, which we have seen now recently, so some of the non-priority projects or nice-to-have projects will drop off. Fortunately for us, L&T is involved in projects which are like high priority, mostly oil and gas in particular, and also in renewable power, so which are all essential building blocks, economic growth and diversification of the economy from I do not expect any major
reduction in orders.
Possible shifting to the right.
Okay.
We are still looking good.
Okay. Well, actually, last year, the energy order inflow itself was plus 19%. And we have reports from many analysts expecting that it could be even better. You want to give us a number in terms of energy inflow orders? Your overall order book, you all say, is 10% in terms of guidance. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Sharma, you can hear me?
Latha, sorry, I lost your connection.
Okay. I'll repeat my question. Last year you did 20% in terms of energy order inflow, actually 19%. Will it be better this year?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah. Can you just tell us what will your energy order inflow book be in FY26? Last year you did 19%.
More or less, we are in
Okay. I think we probably have to connect him on phone. This is creating a problem. There has been a lot of enthusiasm. I just have an Investec report from me which expects very attractive growth opportunities for L&T and for Afcons from the Middle Eastern region because of Indian companies like Larsen Toubro, now not subcontractors but primary contractors, what they call LTA contractors in the Middle East, and plus lesser competition from Korean companies. So the expectation is that the Middle Eastern book should do very well. The other challenge for L&T, of course, will be whether the domestic power sector will give the same amount of orders. We saw a cooling off of power prices and, of course, state governments being a little out of pocket. So whether the domestic power energy sector also will be able to give orders is something that we have to watch out for. Do we have Mr. Subramanian with us? I mean, I guess we have to put him on the phone line. Okay, we'll just get to you in a minute. Not our best day when we thought we have one of the best of companies joining us. But we should get Mr. Subramanian shortly, at least on phone. for us. There are a lot of questions. I'm brimming with at least the companies investing in green energies. It's also likely to get nuclear orders. We have to check out if the government of India has even begun those orders. Energy itself is an important vertical for L&T. As you can see, the revenue growth from that particular vertical has been higher than even the energy, growth from the other two important verticals, high-tech manufacturing and infra. Margins are, as per the normal margins of L&T, around 8 to 8.5%. But revenue, the quantum of orders from energy has always been very high for L&T, and therefore it's important to know what Mr. Sharma thinks in terms of orders from the Middle East. Okay, Mr. Sharma, I'm sorry, we just have you on phone. Unlucky. I was wanting to know, will you be able to repeat this 19% order inflow in the energy vertical that you got in FY25?
Yeah, I think we have discussed a reasonably good pipeline of projects.
Okay.
I think we have a very diversified presence within the Middle East. It's not just Saudi. We are seeing a lot of projects coming up in Kuwait, also in Qatar and UAE. We are quite actively participating in those. And also some of the CIS countries are opening up. So I think all in all, I remain kind of optimistic that we will be able to sort of deliver a robust growth.
Okay. What about Indian energy sector? What kind of visibility do you have from the power sector? Because power prices cooled a bit on the IEX. Transmission orders have also come your way from Andhra. You just announced some transmission lines. How is the energy sector in India looking?
I think energy sector in India is also looking good. I mean, we are a growing economy, so the energy demand in India is continue to grow. We are seeing uptake in the thermal power plants. We are also seeing increase. I mean, a lot of interest coming from the nuclear energy production, and all of that will require further enhancement of the grid, because the entire transportation of the power from various sources, including the solar plants which have been built, has to be nicely connected. The grid stability is important. So I think we'll continue to see a lot of prospects in the transmission and distribution as well, and grid stability projects.
Okay. Can you tell us something about nuclear? The expectation is that the Indian government is going to give it a push.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, Latha, I mean, as the country's economic growth, we'll have a massive growth in the energy demand. And not just that, but we also want to transition towards cleaner sources of energy. Government of India has already made a commitment to have carbon neutrality by 2070. So we'll have to sort of not only build additional capacity, but it has to be cleaner sources. And more importantly, I think from a country's perspective, we also need to have energy security. So I think all of those factors fit quite well with the nuclear. So nuclear will have a bigger role to play. I mean, we only about 10 gigawatt of production we have, generation we have. As we have seen from the draft documents, this is likely to go up to 100 gigawatt by 2045 or 2047 for the Viksit Bharat, and which is like 4 or 5 gigawatts of nuclear capacity getting added every year. So It's very exciting. There are a few things to be sorted out with the government, and L&T has the whole range of offering from manufacturing to EPC projects, and we have participated in many of the nuclear.
Yeah, Mr. Sharma, if you can name anything that is on the anvil now in terms of big projects in your vertical.
Currently, I think there are no specific projects yet, because we have a civil liability issue to be resolved. I think that the discussion is ongoing with the government. Once that amendment happens in the bill, I think then a lot of projects will come in pipeline. But it's not hard.
No, I get your point. In nuclear, we have to legally sort out the civil liability issue. But non-nuclear, is there any big order or tenders on the anvil that y'all are excited about, for which you will bid?
I think no, not specific tender, but generally the prospect is very promising. I mean, it's a matter of time. Just few months, I think we will see a lot of opportunities coming up.
Okay. And any further exciting orders in green hydrogen, both in the Middle East, in Qatar, and those countries, as well as in India?
On green hydrogen, as you would know, I mean, we have participated in the first green hydrogen project for the Indian refinery sector, IOCL Panipat. It was a reverse auction, and we are declared as the lowest bidder. So we're anytime waiting for that award, and we are very excited about it because that's the first green hydrogen project using renewable energy and our own electrolyzers. And we also participated in similar such tenders for other refineries. We are also having discussion with some of the steel producers in the domestic market. And when it comes to international, we are seeing a lot of traction now in the Far East, more so in Korea and Japan. And what we are expecting is that the marine industry, that's where the carbon tax is quite high. The arbitrage is good, and then there the green ammonia application is quite promising. And there are bunkering facilities in Singapore and Far East and also in Dubai. So India could become a good hub for supplying green ammonia using green hydrogen. So I think the export market also will develop in next 2 to 3 years.
So shipping is the big sector that you are expecting will give you orders.
Correct.
Okay. Well, let me come to an issue which is beyond energy, but then you are the DMD, so I'm sure you're in the know of these things. This controversy that the court pointed out with respect to the MMRDA order. Has there been a rebid? Have they contacted you? What's the next step?
No, not yet. I mean, I think the court verdict came in only just a few days back. So as far as we know that the original tender has been annulled and that the whole process has been now terminated. And then now it's a wait and watch. I mean, I think it's an important project. So we are hopeful that it will come back in some form or the other. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay. What is your total exposure to state governments? Would you expect a backlash because of the court order? What's the exposure at all to state governments?
No, not really. I mean, I think, we had a principal issue, so we took it up, and sometimes we have to. I mean, it's very quite nicely accepted in India to sometimes go through a legal route. So, but otherwise, our relationship is good. We value our customers, and they have been. MMRDA has been very an important customer. We have delivered a lot of projects. Otherwise, our relationship is great, and we want to continue to build that relationship. I think every customer is important, including state government, and that has been our approach. And that's the reason why we have been existing for almost 8 decades, right? So
Point taken.
That holds
Point
good
taken,
still.
sir. Point taken, sir. Just if I can squeeze in one more, what is the status of the Hyderabad metro monetization? That's the only part in your investor presentation where the arrow was red. Is there any progress in terms of monetization coming to cash break even?
Yeah, I mean, I think one good news is that the footfalls have increased. I mean, I think it has been going up quite gradually. And more and more IT companies now asking for work from office. We expect that to grow. So that should help us in reaching closer to our break-even point. We also have monetized many of the real estates within the Hyderabad Metro framework. I mean, many of those properties. And we are in continuous dialogue with potential investors, parties who are interested, some of the pension funds investors and some other private equities. Well, I think we'll have to wait for some more time. We will see how we can reduce the debt using the funds coming from our ongoing business. And I think it's a matter of time. It should get sorted out maybe in a year or two.
Just give me a one-line answer for margins. Will you do better than last year in your own vertical?
So I don't have a crystal ball, Latha. I think we are all trying to deliver better results. And year after year, I mean, that's all we do. And we are all working very hard to continue to provide the growth, and we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. So I'll have to call it a day. We are over time on our show, but I'll take a rain check from you for another show or another day. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma, for joining us. So that's the word from L&T, not impacted because of the crude oil prices falling, because they're fairly diversified and they expect good orders to continue from the Middle East. Wrap up on Bazaar. Chart process coming.